What's up? What's happening? What is popping? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone with the Sports. I'm Symone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here and haven't already subscribed to my channel, stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first one is to buy me a coffee to help you this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the fly or die crew neck. And lastly, guys, if you have not done anything else, turn your notification bells on right now, because you already know the videos are coming live. Boom, 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 boom. And you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream. We will be live tonight. Birds of Broad Street will be live tonight reacting to the draft in these training camp battles. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. You have seen the title. You have seen the thumbnail. Defensive rebuild after free agency. Big wave of free agency after the NFL draft. Let's see how this defense has changed from last year to this year. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, starting with the depth chart, baby. So let's look at our defense, starting with defensive end. We have Brandon Graham. We also have Josh Sweat. Nothing has changed there. Ain't nothing changed with the gang there. And then second on the depth chart, we have Janarius Robinson, we have Derek Barnett, we have Taron Jackson, and we have Matt Leo. So not much has changed there on the defensive end, but this is where things start to get juicy. Let's go ahead and slide to the inside of the defensive line. So at defensive tackle and nose tackle, we have Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox right now as the starting defensive tackles, just according to the depth chart. Then we added big Jalen Carter within the first round of the NFL draft. An amazing pickup for the Eagles, replacing Javon Hargrave. So last year and in the Super Bowl, it was Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave who were at the top of this depth chart. Javon Hargrave is out. Jalen Carter is in. And then as we continue along the interior of the defensive line, we have Marlon T, who has been on the roster. Ain't nothing changed with that. We added Kentavious Street, former NC State Wolfpacker in college and former 49er and New Orleans Saint, was added in the free agency period. Milton Williams is back with the gang, and we added Moro Ojama, was our 7th round pick. So we started the draft with a defensive tackle and we ended the draft with a defensive tackle. So Moro Ojama added to the team in the 7th round of this draft out of Texas. So a lot changed, of course, with Javon Hargrave leaving. A lot changed on the interior of the defensive line, and then also with our older free agents and Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh also were on this team last year in the second half of last year, and as of right now they are not on the roster anymore and probably won't now that we added Moro Ojama and we got Kentavious Street in free agency. So let's look at linebacker. Obviously, a lot changed at linebacker. Last year when we were looking at these spots at linebacker, it was TJ Edwards and it was Kaiser White that we are looking at, and those guys are gone. NAKOBE Dean moves up the depth chart at middle linebacker, and then at will linebacker we have Nicholas Morrow, who was added to this team from the Chicago Bears in free agency. So another big position where we have a lot of change at the starting position, but nothing really changed with the depth at linebacker. So we still have Christian Ellis on the roster, still have Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor as those depth pieces. Now when we are looking at linebacker, outside linebacker, Hassan Reddick should have been defensive player of the year, back on the team. Then we added Nolan Smith, an outside linebacker out of Georgia. Amazing pick in this draft. Like I said, Nolan Smith's personality and just his mindset really has him as one of my favorite players right now. Nolan Smith, makeup wise, is really like the baby Hassan Reddick on this team, and I love that because Hassan Reddick is a dog. Nolan Smith was expected to go maybe even top 10 in this draft, and he ended up sliding to us at 30, so I love that. And then depth there, not much has changed. Patrick Johnson and Kyron Johnson still on the team. Nothing changed with the starting cornerbacks, James Bradbury, Darius Slay, and Avonte Maddox in the slot. But our depth did change with Greedy Williams, us signing Greedy Williams from the Cleveland Browns. We also got Josh Jobe returning to the roster, Josiah Scott returning, Mario Goodrich returning, but Keely Ringo is a new piece for us, a 4th round pick that we traded up for in the draft. He was expected to go early in the 2nd round, and he slid to us in the 4th round, so we traded up to get him. Keely Ringo played corner in college, but he can also play safety, and they are projecting him to play safety, but right now the Eagles have him listed at cornerback. So nothing changed with our starting corners, but it was a little bit of change with the depth there, with the biggest one being Greedy Williams and Keely Ringo. Now at safety, all new starters in the starting spot. We lost Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, we lost Marcus Epps, but big Ed Reed Blankenship has now slid on the depth chart up to starting free safety. And starting strong safety is Terrell Edmonds, who we brought in from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So behind them, Kayvon Wallace and Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown taken by the Eagles, a dog out of Illinois. I really love Sidney Brown, and I really feel like Sidney Brown, drafted in the 3rd round, 66 overall, could end up being a starter after training camp. But we're going to get into all this training camp talk. But Sidney Brown, I don't see him as a depth piece on this team. I see him as a future starter. We also added Justin Evans in safety in free agency from the New Orleans Saints, Tristan McCullum, and Andre Chatra. So a lot is going to look different, and a lot is going to look the same on defense for the Eagles, and I'm super stoked about this defense, and I'm super stoked about these training camp battles. So a lot of question marks when it comes to, will Fletcher Cox be who's going to be starting between Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter, and Jordan Davis. As of right now, I feel like it's going to be Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter, just based off of how last year ended. But again, training camp will tell all. And then also the safety battle. I'm going to throw Keely Ringo in there because I feel like once we get to camp, he's going to be projected to be a safety. So between Sidney Brown, Terrell Edmonds, Ed Reed Blankenship, Justin Evans, and Keely Ringo, that safety battle is going to be fire. So we got a lot to look out for you guys at training camp. Of course, with the linebacker position, what NAKOBE Dean is going to be looking like. But y'all, I'm really excited about this defense, and this is our defensive rebuild. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out the links down below. Buy me the coffee to help fuel this channel. Shop the official SymoneWithTheSports merch collection. And until I talk to you guys next time. Bye.